screen. Alright, so welcome to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix. I didn't qualify that good, but anyway, I put all new components in the car, so then that way it would help me later on the season, because I knew I wasn't going to do good in qualifying. The car just doesn't like this track that much. I don't know. Guess they just didn't want this car to be fast at a circuit like this. I don't know. My car just seems to like the faster, more flowing circuits a lot more. See, I tried doing that weekly event and it failed twice. Connection failed twice, even though I checked the internet and did all that stuff. But yeah, it just didn't work. So yeah, I guess I won't be doing weekly events again.
So, unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back
oh, well.
than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
Yeah, I'm starting last anyways because I put all new components in the car, everything. A new engine, new MGU-H, MGU-K, new energy storage unit, new turbo, new control, electronics. The only new thing I didn't put in was a new gearbox. But either way, that practice gearbox can definitely go, I think, a few more races. This cement gearbox, this can go another race. Well, it has to go another race anyways because you got to use the same gearbox for 6 races. So, yeah. You have to use them for a quarter of the season. Anyways, 18 laps are around the Hungaroring, and it's really hard to pass at this track because this track you don't really have any chance to rest at this circuit. Circuit's full of twists and turns.
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. Historically, a good race for first victories with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. Located 12 miles northeast of the Hungarian capital Budapest, the 14 corners of the Hungaroring are steeped in history and prestige. Overtaking has always been difficult on this technical 2.7-mile circuit, but the last few years in particular have turned up some exceptional races. Let's hope we're in for another one here today. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great
World
Anthony
champion.
Davidson. Let's talk about Bird. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Gasly, Lando Norris, and Vettel, Bottas, Delatraz, Russell, and Sergio Perez, Mick Schumacher, Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon, and Tsunoda, Stroll, Joe, Daniel Ticktum, and Callum Islet, Giovinazzi, Mazepin, Latifi, and Bird. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Alright.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Yeah, I'll go with this strategy, and it's going to start raining later on in the race, so before I do anything, I just want to check my controls really quick here, so in case if I need to, so yeah, I'm going to go to audio settings. Yeah, I definitely want speech, and then it's voice chat, and then engineer docking. I'm just checking to make sure that I can, push to talk on and then mute by default. I mean, I could try let me just turn the voice chat back on, even though it won't really do anything. Alright. And then I know for controls, I know that I have the push to talk on. I know I got push to talk to be the button on the bottom here. Let me just make sure let me just check it real quick. So yeah, they can definitely go to, yeah, radio voice commands, which is, I believe, this button right here, the middle button. No, not that one. It's actually, no. Yeah, this one right here. I was checking to make sure I had the right button input in, so then that way I have so that way I can try to speak to Jeff if I can. So yeah, I'll use that to try to chat with Jeff, yeah, and then save, obviously, that. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and start. But starting in the back may not be a bad thing, because there's a lot of chaos at the start. And it's lights out, and away we go in Hungary. The car would slide around, which is usually typical of it to do. Just gotta watch out for Dan Ticktum. Got a really good start. So I sneak by Giovinazzi. I knew he was gonna turn down. Okay, where are my flashbacks? Where are my flashbacks? This thing probably... Okay. There's got to be another glitch. There's got to be some kind of bug in this game again, because now it doesn't let me use my flashbacks. Jeez. And some things are just not going so good today for me. I watched the Washington Redskins, or football team as they're now called, because of stinking SJWs. They sadly got blown out by the Cowboys, even though they did put mount a charge there in the second half of the game. Fortunately, Washington still lost to them Cowboys. Cowboys, though, are really good this year. I mean, Cowboys have a really good offense. Just gotta watch out for the Williams. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. These guys check up in front of me every time. It's so annoying. I wish I could use my flashbacks. All right, I gotta check my things here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'll then do a quick reset of the stream. But then again, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, something's wrong with this game. You know what I mean? It's like every time they introduce something, it's almost as if they just don't want, alright, see, I definitely want to save to the control scheme. Alright, let's try this again. This is so annoying. Lights in Hungary. One race before the summer break. And Mazepin got a slow start there, and I know he was... Yeah, I had to pull a reversal there to get around the Haas duo, because I know those guys aren't that quick. I knew Joe was going to try blocking me. I just have to... that wasn't Joe, that was Ticktum. I thought that was Joe trying to block me. Sneak by a couple more cars. Stick by Mick. Get behind Yuki, get in a slipstream, suck the air off his car.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Trying to be careful not to exceed the track limits there. But always have to be really careful, especially when the AI go really slow in some parts of the track. Gotta get around Ocon quickly. Behind Daniel Ricciardo. Hate it when you do that and you change the gear. It's like all of a sudden something just clicks in the car, you know, and the car just snaps around.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
That's what I mean, you know.
5 minutes until rainfall expected. 5 minutes until rain. We're approaching the pit window.
Ricardo's bumper.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Ha! Of course, this thing in a car just has to snap loose on me every time.
By about 3/10 a lap.
Dang car just has to snap around loose on me every time. And plus my flashbacks still aren't working.
We've been awarded a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Alright, we'll have to try to get 3 seconds ahead of the nearest car. Which I know isn't going to be an easy task. I know that for sure. Louis holding these guys up. Which is excellent. That'll help me out a lot. Yep. Yeah, slingshot past Ricardo. Gonna make an outside pass on George. And I knew he was gonna cut me off there. So typical of the AI to do that.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
And I know that rain's gonna be coming really soon. Oh, come on, car! Ah, darn it. Couldn't get around Perez. Oh, come on, Louis. Whoa, watch out. Thanks, Louis, for letting me pass. Man, every time, the concentration always gets broken every single time. Trying to stay focused here. Something I want to... Oh, there we go. No, that just opens up the instant replay. Yeah, something broke in this game, and I don't know why it's not letting me use my flashbacks. I don't know what it is, but... If I had to guess, I'd say this thing probably had another update or something. Either that or EA laid another egg or something like that in the game. Or CodeMasters. I don't know. Trying to be careful not to, and I didn't even exceed the track limits that time. I had both right sides within the track, so that shouldn't have been a warning there. I don't know. I mean, this game's still broken, you know. Yeah, some of those guys are stopping.
Increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap. In this lap, push now. Louis is coming in for his stop.
Just glad that I'm not behind anybody, which is excellent. Glad that at least I got an open road in front of me.
We're expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
I definitely want to put on inters. Definitely want the intermediates. If they'll put those on. There we go. Now we're talking.
Complete. Go now.
Definitely want inters on because it's gonna rain the rest of the race.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Got intermediate tires on. I know there's gonna be no grip at all in these tires for the first couple of laps. And Verstappen unfortunately retires. It's a shame. I gotta be extra careful because these tires aren't gonna have much grip. I know that the rain's gonna get heavier, so track's wettening up, which is excellent. Now those guys that are on dries are going to start struggling, which is really good. Yeah, I think the track's definitely wet enough to where the inters are really going to have the grip. And I know a lot of those guys are probably going to then start quickly diving into the pits to get inters. Yeah, they're all pitting. They're all.
DRS has been disabled by the stewards.
Yep, they're all
DRS will be
stopping.
offline.
Okay, behind Leclerc.
Louis is in the pits. Louis in the pits.
Yeah, Seb's struggling on his tires. Yeah, me and Charles, I think, are easily going to be able to get around him. I just really hope that Seb, though, holds up Charles long enough to where I can where I can get by the two of them. And I did just that. Excellent. Alright, now I gotta try to pull away from Charles, because I gotta finish at least 3 seconds ahead of him. Gotta finish more than 3 seconds ahead of him. So now my next monumental task is trying to pull away from him. Feel like I can do that. So I know I got a really good car. My team work hard. I work hard just to give them the results that they need. Alright, now I gotta turn on the rocket boosters and get away from Charles if I can. Alright, gotta stay with it, stay in bounds, don't want to go out of bounds. Or else then the referees are gonna throw the flags on the field, and you know how annoying that is. It's almost like it's in the fans in these NFL games, they want to honestly rip the ref's head off, that's for sure. They want to rip the ref's heads off, that's for sure.
Coping okay in this weather? We're watching the amount of standing water on the road. For now, we think it's safe to stay with the Inter.
Yeah, I'm not gonna win this, so all because I think EA and CodeMasters laid another egg on me. Either that, or I guess a glitch or something must have probably prevented I don't know. But now just got. Okay, I'm done complaining here. Just try to keep my head down and try to stretch this lead out now.
leading our teammate by 47.2 seconds.
I did not go off the frickin' road that time. I was clearly inbounds on the track there.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Again, EA and CodeMasters releasing yet another glitch into the game. Man. I'm probably sure I'm not the only one that has this problem. I think there's probably a bunch of other people too who are having the same problems I am. But yeah, I'm gonna have to really...
Rain to stay a while. Doesn't look like it's moving anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna... And Latifi's in the way again, like he usually is. Alright, Latifi's gonna need to get out of the way because I'm gonna be coming through. Okay, come on, Nick, get out of the way. Thank you, dude. And like I said, if he can maybe hold Charles up or something like that to... I can build a big enough gap. But even if I don't win, it was still quite an impressive drive, and I knew that the rain was going to stay the whole race, so I had to put inters on when I stopped, so I knew that was the only way I was going to be able to stay up high in the field, you know.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Alright, Mazepin needs to get out of the way. It's okay, Nikita, you're gonna need to get out of the way, dude. Hey, come on, give him the blue lights. So I'm gonna be coming through here like a steamroller. Oh, come on. Get out of the way, Nikita. You're holding me up. Thank you for getting out of the way.
Final lap of the race.
Oh my god, I really hope these guys get out of the way. Come on, marshals, give them the blue flags. Come on, give them the blue flags. Ah, this game is broken. Good thing it's got a big enough gap to where I can, even with all the penalties, I still have the lead. I did not exceed the track limits that time. Okay, come on, move over, please. Thank you. Wow, this rain's getting heavy. Wouldn't surprise me if some of these guys start pitting for wets. But these inters, I think, in my opinion, are still good, just good enough to hang on, I think.
One lap of fuel remaining.
Wow, as like I say, wow, the track's getting really, really wet. Just gotta be careful. Just gotta bring it home. If I have a big enough gap to where I can have the victory locked up, that would be awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of standing water on the track. I think the gap should be just big enough, I think. And it is. Alright, win in Hungary.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
Started dead last in the field and charged my way right up to the front. That was a surprise win right there. Even with those penalties, I still won the race.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's
Podium
for sure.
celebrations. Brought to you by Pipeline Punch Monster. I really like this stuff. It's really good. But I'd rather drink Red Bull anyways because Max is the man for beating Lewis Hamilton for the Drivers' Championship. That was awesome. I was so happy Max won the race in the championship. That made me really happy.
Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. Bird increases their championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Bird. Look at where they finished compared to where they started. It's not easy to cut through the field like that in Formula One, so it was a great effort.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more
lead.
Formula One.
And Crofty obsessed with Aston Martin. Only 8 points behind Red Bull in the Constructors. That's good. Gotta keep having good races. And if the Bulls can continue to stumble, you know,
Really
I can
seem to
definitely do it.
Made it look easy. How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport?
Yeah, it's what happens.
Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
Nope. Just pushed as hard as I could.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
I'm telling you that.
Things were close between you and your rival, but it looks like...
What do you think I was going to
Great.
answer?
Well, that's everything.
But yeah, that was a good storm from behind win. Especially putting in all new equipment in the car. I mean, that was really good. And I get my cash bonus. But yeah, I had to drive hard, but I did it. You know, putting all new components in, because I know that's going to be helpful, especially with Spa being the next race. Now, Spa-Francorchamps, as y'all know, is a power circuit. That track, you got to have a ton of ponies under the hood to go fast there.
Running costs are
But you also
significantly less
need
in
a
the
good...
engine economy. I suggest we start looking for opportunities to spend that profit margin.
Alright, yeah, just want to go to the mail, get my winner's trophy. But yeah, I didn't think I'd win that race. I mean, that was, I don't know, that was an unlikely victory.
Could you take a look at this for us, please?
So learn skill is offering to stay online lecture materials, many which are useful development resources. A one-off licensing purchase. Yeah.
You handled that well. Thank you.
No problem. I think also I think I now have some, yeah, celebration party for the team, especially after an improbable drive. Okay. So I should be getting, Ferrari should then bring a upgraded turbo for Spa, which is really good, I think. I don't know why they didn't put it in, but okay. Alright, I gotta exit out of this for a second. Something still doesn't feel right. I think there's some kind of bug in, still some kind of a bug in this game. Because I should have gotten the turbo. I mean, you know, I should have gotten that upgraded turbo. Something's wrong here. Yeah, something ain't right. I gotta figure out what the problem is. But before I do anything, let me just do a little check of my controls, because I think I may have to probably reset some stuff, probably. So yeah, I got this set. That's all good. Vibration. Yep. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little... check of everything, because... I don't know, because something just doesn't feel right. I gotta figure out what the problem is. And fast. Check and make sure everything is all good here. Alright, so everything seems good. Alright, let me do a, should probably